What is up, everybody? My name is Whooped. We are back with game number 2, day 2. We got Die versus Alpha Titan. This is the Mechabellum Mini Masters tournament. Die is on the bottom. He's a marksman specialist. Alpha Titan is top right. Excuse me, on the top. He's a Farseer specialist. This is being cast by our boy Fab4, Clint Leetwood, the host of the tournament, Amarok, the voice of Mechabellum, and of course, everybody knows Apucci, one of, if not the best player in all of Mech. Tournament organizer is Free For All. And then I'm here just, kind of doing my thing as well. It's an 8-player tournament. 2 people got eliminated last week. 2 people are going home tonight. And the finals will take place on May 9th, Friday night gaming on Twitch. Or if you're so inclined, you can watch it on my YouTube. I will also be recording and posting on YouTube. I highly recommend you come out and watch us Friday night on Twitch. Amazing, amazing casters. So much, much better than I am. So if you want to watch this, in an exciting environment, check us out on Twitch, Friday Night Gaming, May 9th. It's going to be the finals. This game right here is a best of 1. It is double elimination, though, so these 2 gentlemen won their prior matches last week, which means the loser will continue to play today, and the winner will move on to next week. Alright, so we got Alpha Titan coming in with Steel Balls and Hounds. Very solid composition. That's going to put tremendous pressure on Die. He only has Spiders to defend, and Spiders are just not great at defending against Steel Balls, especially when you have 100 cost units that can clear chaff so easily, and the Hounds that act as chaff themselves. I consider them a secondary chaff unit. Die choosing the level 3 marksman. That is a very interesting choice. Very interesting choice given how many small units that Alpha Titan has. I think Alpha Titan is considering selling or going the Sledgehammers. He might go Sledgehammers and make a cheeky tower play. He's taken a long time to think about this because nothing on here fits his composition really. He could have Stormcallers. They go well into Marksman. They go well into Fangs. I think Sledgehammers would be good if he made a play or sold out of them. He opted for the Stormcallers. So he wants to go. I think Stormcallers can be good in this style because their range is long enough where they can kind of just have supporting artillery. So I think that's a fantastic choice by Alpha Titan. Alpha is the favorite in this matchup, I believe. I don't know a whole heck of a lot about Die. I do know that he's a fantastic player, but I do know a little bit more about Alpha Titan. Alpha Titan is the type of player that typically likes to answer questions rather than ask them. So it's a little surprising to me that he came out so aggressive. Even though, he's not playing up, this is kind of an aggressive composition. So, Die goes with Assault Marksman. He has 29,000 HP and does 10,000 damage per shot. So I did not even think about that when he chose Marksman, and that makes a lot more sense now why he did. The single target, maybe isn't the best in this composition, but he's like, that's fine, I'll just go in Assault mode and do some work. Absolutely game-changing difference. Die able to win the right side actually, which is very surprising, and ends up taking this round. This marksman had a tremendous impact, added 18,000 damage. I think more importantly soaked up probably 20-something thousand damage. It was just way too much for Alpha Titan to handle this early in the game. Assault Scorpion for Alpha, very, very quick decision. He's like, hey, he's gonna have Spiders, he's gonna have tanky marksman. What's gonna deal with that? Scorpions are great at dealing with that. Hey, they shoot faster. Absolutely, he'll take it. He gets, better HP. He gets the move speed, which goes with his composition a little bit better. And of course, he gets to shoot more often. Scorpion's my favorite unit, so I even said, I'm gonna root for whoever puts down Scorpion. So right now it's Alpha Titan, so I'm rooting for Alpha Titan. I would consider Alpha one of my friends. In the Mech community, he's a fellow mod for Mechabellum. He's also on the QA testing team, and he's a mod for Amarok. So we have a lot of circles together, and he's somebody that I've been interacting with more recently. Very, very solid player. A better player than I am. I'm able to take some games off him, but, if we played 10 games, he would probably beat me at least 6 of them. I don't think I've had the opportunity to go against Die. I believe we did once in a QA testing environment. Die also a member of the QA balance team. He also goes by the name Just Die. So I was listening to Clint earlier, and Clint said Die is like he makes really, really good adjustments on the fly, so he's very adaptable. So I'm excited to see, what he does. And I think we got a little bit of a taste of that too with the marksman. He took, the marksman drop and turned it into an opportunity with assault mode for, really not that many resources. So I can already see some of his, adaptation skills. That was a really fantastic play. And then the same can be said for Alpha Titan though. Alpha Titan's strength, I think, is to like see the board, see what the opponent's doing, and then just keep building a board with like the sole mission of having the best board without causing like too much damage to himself. So Alpha Titan will lose early rounds. Like he's the type of player to lose early rounds, but every single round he's doing something to make his board better that in the long run is just going to scale and be too impossible to beat. Like that's the type of player Alpha Titan is. So the fact that he's actually winning some early rounds is a little concerning for Dai, because Alpha is a long-term player. He's economic focused, he's board focused, he's going to build the best comp. Like that is going to happen, right? I think for Dai, I'd be a little concerned about that. So Alpha, he has the Farseer. It's really good at, stabilizing a board. It offers flank protection. It offers, gimmicky chaff plays, protection against that. Really solid board so far. He has his chaff clear. He has his range, hounds. He has the delayed steel balls. Of course, he's keeping the Stormcaller drop. They did have 37,000 damage. That's just another question that, Dai's going to have to answer. What is he going to commit to stopping these storms? There's only one of them, right? There's no tech. And so are you going to put resources into stopping something that Alpha Titan's not putting resources in? And so that, like you either do or you don't, right? So you either put resources into it and now you're behind the resource battle, or you don't, and then you're going to take 30 something thousand damage per round. So Alpha Titan's really good at finding like small advantages like that. Dai coming in with the flank. You love to see it. All right, so you have the crawler with the marksman behind it. I think what Dai should have done, or at least, what I would have done, is maybe just put the assault marksman there first, because it's going to die fast anyway. And then next round, you would put down the crawlers. That way you don't have to use 2 deployments on one flank, right? You can delay the negative tempo, because 2 deployments that you're not gaining any value out of on round 4, I mean, that's a lot. You know what I mean? So if you can like minimize that so you could still do work, I think that would be fantastic. That way you get to build a better board. But I don't know if it matters, honestly. It's going to be close, but Alpha Titan was able to take this round just by a little bit. So, that one deployment might have made a difference had, Dai put something a little bit more beefy on this left side. So taking the Sabertooth and selling it is always an option, but Alpha Titan goes for these sledgehammers. Is he going to flank with them? Nope, he's going to put them defensively. So sledgehammers vertical in front of the tower. Very, very common, but also very effective defensive formation for sledgehammers. Dai coming in with the aggressive flank. Okay. So again, we see like the adaptation from Dai. He saw a drop, he saw an opportunity. He didn't really hesitate, he took it, and he knew exactly what to do with it. So Dai is a very, very quick thinker. I would like to see range on his spiders. Instead opting for HE, I think this is a mistake. Dai is a fantastic player. I'm not criticizing the player at all. He's probably better than I am. But, I think HE on the spider is not what you would want to see into 4 scorpions with range. And also the hounds have range. So 110 meters for the hounds, 80 meters for the spiders. This HE is not really going to do too much because he's pulling the chaff anyway. So really, you're only going to have to worry about 1 set of crawlers. So why are you getting HP for 1 set of crawlers? Is it for the steel balls? So I think range on the spiders would have been much better. Even not teching them, I think would have been better than getting HE, personally. So yeah, that's a missed opportunity for sure. Also, you have to think, the typhoons that he put on the left and the right. Oh, did he put Phoenix down there too? Oh my goodness, man. So this is a lot of negative tempo from Dai. And the reason I say that is because of the spawn in time. It gives Alpha Titan a chance to kill them, right? Before they can spawn and do some damage. And so it's just a lot of free rounds for Alpha. Whereas if Dai was focused more on building a solid board, I think that would be a little bit better because he's really not losing these rounds by a lot. We're also going to need to see range out of these marksmen if Dai wants them to be, you know, his main carry. You know, I think Alpha Titan's board is just a little too strong right now. He has the hounds, they're leveled. He has the scorpions, a couple of them are leveled. He has the defensive sledgehammers. He has the flanks well taken care of with the scorpions and the farseer. He's just so efficient at answering, you know, what Dai's throwing at him with the exact amount of resources he needs, right? Sold out of the steel balls. They weren't going to help him too much now. And they were the only things that actually were susceptible to the HE. And yeah, I think Alpha Titan has this one. I just don't think Dai built a strong enough board. Dai did get range, which is good. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. I have to be honest. And I don't think dropping a level 1 marksman is really going to help much to go against, you know, these sledgehammers, the scorpion, the range hounds. So unfortunately for Dai, I think, you know, he tried to make some spicy plays, which was awesome. But I think Alpha was just a little bit too solid this game and was able to handle it. You know, everything Dai threw at him. But we'll see. All right, so Alpha takes this flank, Alpha takes that flank. All right, so it's just going to come down to who built a stronger front line, and that is definitely Alpha Titan. Scorpions are just going to be too much to handle. And it looks like Alpha will take this game. Very, very impressive showing by Alpha Titan. That was a flawless game by him. So it doesn't really matter what the MRR says. Alpha Titan's well above 2000. Dai, I'm not entirely sure what Dai's like actual level is, but I know he's a fantastic player. So what I think happened with Dai, he decided to go into more spiders, even though Alpha Titan's composition early was really good against spiders. And then he kind of just added them, but didn't really do much with them. And then when he did tech into him, he got HE, which didn't help him at all, because Alpha Titan has range, right? Range on both his scorpions and hounds, and he has assault scorpions as well. So scorpions are 125 range, doing massive amounts of damage. His spiders are 80 meters, right? So the HE is just not the play, in my opinion. And, you know, he could obviously have a different read. But yeah, you know, I think, you know, not really doing anything with the spiders. He was a little late to get range on his marksman. He's also a little late to add more marksmen. He wasted a lot of tempo on his deployments by spawning in. They just got cleaned up, and it gave Alpha enough time to just respond to him and take out the flanks no problem. So he really spent a lot of resources on the flanks and got almost no value out of it, you know? And so it just came at the expense of building an actual strong board, whereas Alpha Titan built a strong board and took care of the flanks no problem. So I think Dai went wrong by just trying to put too much emphasis on the flanks and not actually trying to build a strong board to beat Alpha Titan, whereas Alpha Titan is like, yes, I'm just going to, you know, take care of what he throws at me and win the game by building the best composition, and that's exactly what he did. So flawless game by Alpha Titan. I think I see what Dai's vision was. He did awesome things with some of the cards he got, but it just wasn't enough. So good job by Dai, but, you know, even better job by Alpha. Great game, gentlemen.
This is Mechabellum, and it's going down. Whoop, got it popping.